Well, hi everybody. This is Tom from Candlelight Welding Club. Today I'm going to restring my guitar live, and we'll see how long it takes me. Really, I just need to restring my guitar. Bernadetta is overdue. So this will be a basic operation, and if you want more information, you can probably find another video on here. But here's what we need. Going to need a stringer. This is from Jim Dunlop. It's got obviously a hingy part that allows you to string and restring. And then it's also got a peg remover, which I'm not actually going to use. I'll use it, but I'll also use pliers. The other thing, and so here's some pliers. And here's some guitar strings. These are Martin 8020 bronze light. Light is described as 0.012 through 0.054 gauge thickness. So there's going to be 3 packages in here. So we have the 1st and the 4th string, the 2nd and the 5th string, and the 3rd and the 6th string. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to go ahead and say there's no big difference as to which one we want to put on first. But before I do that, we're going to have to unstring the guitar. So I'm going to set these strings down. I'm going to grab our winding device, our stringer restringer, and I'm basically just going to make sure I'm going the right way. And I'm going to loosen all of these to the point where I can pull the string right out of the tuning peg. And I can help that along by kind of unwinding it with my fingers a little bit. So this one's already ready to go. So this is going pretty fast. So while I'm doing this, I'll go ahead and let you know about some stuff that's going on right now with us. The biggest thing is that we're doing a giveaway for a complete song development package, which means you have a free consultation, which is anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour, where we just kind of determine what your song is all about, you know, what genre, all that. And then we take down some notes and exchange some information. And then we start developing some songs. I kind of come back and let you know some different options I'm working on in the genre that you selected for music. Well, this one's being a bugger. I think I might have gone the wrong way for a moment. When I review the tape, I'll see if that's true. Okay, this one's coming along now. So this is 2 out of 6. No real wrong way to D-string, just... So anyway, what you get out of this is your song developed by yours truly, and as necessary, Josh, who plays bass and keyboard, and Brandon, who plays guitar and sings, backing vocals, but he sings. He just sings. Why would I say backing vocals? For us, he normally does backing vocals. And we also, of course, have percussionists available. And sometime in the near future, we'll have multiple percussionists available so that you can choose between them for your song. So anyway, today is Saturday. It's very warm, by the way, very muggy for me. Oh, yeah, I've got an issue with this tuning peg. It's loose, it's detached, and it needs to be corrected. I should take it to my guitar instructor's company, Main Street Music, and see if they can fix this all up. Actually, I should give it to Brandon. Oops, wrong one there. So, yeah, it's hard to get this all in the frame. Just realized that I didn't have most of it in the frame. But all we're doing is taking the strings off with this stringer tool. And as long as the noise is getting lower, it means you're going the right way. All right, so we have all the strings detached from the tuning pegs. And the next thing we're going to want to do is remove these pegs on the bridge to release the strings. Before I do that, this is just technique, but I know I want to discard all of these strings. I'm not going to keep them. So what I'm going to do is kind of tie them together just so that they stay together. So this is just technique, but now I'm tying them together so I can discard them as one unit. God, this camera is not getting most of this. So I just tied this together. That's it. And now this is where we can use the bottom part of the working part of the string tool to take these pegs off. However, I know that all of these pegs are pretty worn out. They need to be replaced. So some of these are going to be tough to get out with this tool because it's plastic and it expands, so it doesn't maintain the tightness. But here I'm getting one out right now, and this is the 6th string, or the top string as you're playing it, the most thick string. Okay, I'll see how many I can get with the stringing tool. But if any of these give me a hard time, I'm going to go right for the pliers. All right, so there's the 2nd string, 3rd string. Woo, get this party started. Doing some guitar maintenance today. A very exciting party in my bathroom. Oh, it's a Saturday day, but I'm ready for tonight. Let's party. All right, looks like I'm going to get all of them out with the stringing tool. So in this episode, we did not need pliers. And that's, as Martha Stewart would say, it's a good thing. It's fine. Hi. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and stay right where I'm at. And I'm going to start putting these strings in. So I just grabbed one of these packages. For the purposes of this video, there's really no, doesn't matter which strings you put on first. So I just grabbed a package. This is the 1st string, which is the smallest, and the 4th string. So we'll take these out. And they separate them this way because it'll be really obvious as to which one's which. That's why they do that. So right now I know that the small one is going to be the 1st string because the 4th string is way fatter. And since I have my strings off, I might as well take a moment to just wipe down my guitar a little bit. And again, I'm not going to take much time with guitar maintenance today because all I want to do is demonstrate just a really quick method for swapping out your strings. Our drummer, Sean, before he and 50% of our band kind of went into a little more quarantine compliant stance, our drummer used to remind me, hey, did you restring? Did you restring? I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, sure. No, it's really good to restring. All right. Like I said, this is pretty dirty. I can clean a little bit more later, but you can just wipe things down since you have the strings off. You might as well. So now all I'm going to do is reverse the process and put this string in the hole. I'm going to put this peg in there so that then there's a slot in these little pegs. It's kind of hard to see, but it's not a perfectly cylindrical. It's got a slot in it. So anyway, hard to see in the camera, but it should be pretty obvious that the string should go in the little rivulet, so to speak, the little slot in the peg. And then you just want to kind of pull it as you're pushing the peg in, because we just basically don't want anything to move after the fact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just complete this process. And this is technique. There's really I don't think there's any wrong way. I guess there is some wrong ways to string guitars, but as long as you're doing essentially something like this, you can't really go wrong. So if you don't have a guitar, I suggest you get one. If you have any interest, obviously, in writing songs, because a guitar is a really easy and mobile way to write songs. You can kind of take it with you wherever you want. And there's nothing better than writing songs or just playing music, whether you're singing or not, around the campfire. It's a social thing. Music is really great. All right, so let's get this party moving along here. So this is the 3rd and the 6th string. Again, they separate them in groups of 2 so that the sizes are really distinct and you can't screw it up. Ouch. So we have the fattest string, the 6th string, and then the 3rd string. So I'll do the fattest string first. Quick and easy to identify. It's really thick. And then I'm just going to do the same process of kind of putting the string in first, putting the peg in afterward, making sure the string's sliding into the rivulet or the little slot in the peg, and then just make sure you pull out any slack. All right, so now this is the 3rd string. I'll put that in the 3rd string hole, put this peg in. You know what? We're almost done, guys. When I get done stringing, I'm going to continue working on a song that I'm writing for a family friend, Paul Morgan. I believe he still lives in Colorado. I could be wrong, and if you told me, Paul, forgive me. All right, 2nd and the 5th string. That's the last package we're going to do. All right, so one of these is thicker than the other, so I'll put that in this hole here. We're almost done putting the strings in the bottom of the guitar, and then obviously we'll need to string it up into the tuning keys at the top of the neck, or the head of the guitar. This is the body of the guitar. All right, last string going in the hole. Get in the hole, Stuart. Are you too good for your home? It's your home. All right, so string goes in first, then the peg, push it in, pull it out, pushing and pulling and pushing and pulling and hey, ha, yeah. All right, that all looks fine to me. So now we're going to go to the top of the guitar. Boink. Whoa. All right, I'll do my best to keep this in frame. And essentially, yeah, I'm going to see if I can move this all a little closer. Okay, thanks for bearing with me. I'll later be editing this video, not anytime soon. Speaking of which, another exciting event is we're trying to get some help with video editing. We do some pretty monotonous stuff. It's pretty simple, pretty black and white. Free training. It only takes like an hour to kind of learn the basics. And if it's something you're interested in, I can pay you out of our account. All right, so now we're going to start moving to stringing. So I'll just start with the 1st string. Now, oh, I just threw a tuning peg away. Oh, I'm going to need that. Okay. So basically just threading the string through the peg at the top of the head of the guitar. And just pull most of the slack out, but not all of it. And there's a real difference in how you do this with the thicker strings versus the smaller strings. And basically you can have a lot more slack in the thinner strings, and you're not going to want as much slack on the upper strings. And that's going to make more sense here in a minute when I demonstrate. So I'm going to have to get my stringing tool, and here it is, making sure everything's in frame. I'm wearing sunglasses, which is unnecessary and makes it more challenging, but you know, I like a challenge. All right, so anyway, the important part here is way, which is basically inside to outside. And what I mean is, oh yeah, let's see if I can get a better angle. There we go. Yeah, that's a little better on the Facebooks. So what we're going to do is make sure that the string's going inside to outside. So I'm just going to kind of hold the string so that I'm making a loop, and I'm just holding the loop so it doesn't go away. Now I'm going to put the stringer on here, and I'm going to turn it one way or the other. Okay, if it looks like it's not going inside to out, this is like a roll of toilet paper. It either goes over or under. So basically, instead of over and under, this is left to right. So you want it to go left to right on the right side and right to left on the left side, or inside to out. All right, that was very confusing. So all I'm doing right now is I'm kind of holding the string taut. And I guess this is probably going to be the most challenging part for somebody that hasn't stringed a guitar. Is that right? Strung a guitar? I'm going to go ahead and say strung. All right, so this one is on. That's fine. We don't need to mess with it any more than that because we don't need to tune this until we get all the strings on. So I'm basically going to just kind of grab another string. So I'll grab the 2nd string, and that makes sense, especially for demonstration purposes. Now, while you're doing this, you can tighten some of this gear up, this hardware on the top of your guitar. But I'm basically just going to string this right through, just like you're threading a needle or a string through needle, or thread through needle, sorry. All right, so same thing. All I'm going to do is kind of make a little loop. And I know it's hard to see, but I'm just making a loop. I just threaded it through there, and now I'm just kind of holding both parts of this that are through that. All right, that's it. I'm just holding that so that there's a little bit of tightness. Now I'm going to put my stringer on there just like before, and I'm going to start turning one way or the other. If it looks like it's going the wrong way, well, let's go the other way. We want the string to be inside to out. And when I'm able to edit this video later, I'll try to make it this a little easier to follow. And I appreciate you checking in to learn how to string your guitar. We're almost done. We've got 4 more strings to string, and then I'll just show you how to knock all the slack out of your strings, which is very important. And a lot of amateur guitarists don't know that they should do that. So just a little pro guitar tip, so to speak, I guess. And right now there's like the tightness or the slack is coming out of this, and that's fine. So I don't need to tune it. I'm just going to keep on rocking right down the line. So now we're on the 3rd string, putting that string through the hole in the tuning peg. We're listening to a little Michael Jackson. Who doesn't like Michael Jackson? Well, who doesn't like his music? All right, so I just made a bite, or a bite, and now I'm just kind of tightening so that the string goes inside to out. And on the other side, it's going to be inside to out, but it's going to look a little different left to right. If that doesn't make sense, stay tuned. We're halfway through. We're just about to start on the other side. All right, so that's pretty good. Cool. All right, 3 more strings to go. So this time we're going inside to out still, but this means right to left. Before we were going left to right, like we were reading a book. Now we're going from inside out on the left side. So the string goes from the inside out through the hole. Ooh, that was a better way of describing it. The string goes inside to out through the hole. All right, so the last thing I want to tell you before we finish up on here about stringing this part is that now we're getting to the thicker strings. So just be advised, you're going to want less slack. So is it going inside to out? Nope. I want it tight from inside to out. There we go. So I'm actually, I don't know. You just got to play with this. And if you have any issues, you can call me. Text me or give me a message, and we can. I can help walk you right through it via video chat. Free of charge. My pleasure to do so. If you watch this video, then you are officially a student of mine. All right, having a little trouble. It's mainly because of where I'm sitting on the toilet here, I think. All right, so am I going the right way? No. Come on, buddy. We're on camera. Do it right. Do it right. All right, yeah. So, yeah, no problem. All right, we just keep on trucking. Now we're going inside out. No, there we go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I know I'm going the right way. Commit to it. And this is, sometimes you might have to press the string low so that it'll go. I know it's hard. I can't really show you as closely on the webcam here and cell phone. But I'm just kind of pushing the string towards the bottom so that it'll string itself from the bottom out on that post. You know what I mean? That vertical post, which is the tuning peg. All right, we're almost done. This one's just giving me a little bit of trouble, but I think it's on there now, so I think that's good. It's strung the right way. That's all that matters, because we can make everything better later. And I don't need to tune it because we tune it after. Now, this one's a problem. I'm unable to fix this right now, as I just identified this as a problem, and I'd like to continue. So this is the wrong thing to do because I'm missing the top part of this, but I'm going to go ahead and, or the connecting part, the set screw, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of try to get this in there. It'll work. It just won't be correct. So 2 more strings. Here we go. I'm going to use, this one's a broken tuning peg, which needs to be replaced, or actually basically just need a set screw, which I don't have right now, but that's okay. Still be able to play my song. Just got to make sure that this is in position before I tighten it up. This one might give me a hard time. But okay, this is a thicker string, so we do not want very much slack in this one. And I'm going to proactively go ahead and press on the string against the head to kind of pin it down, and that's going to keep it in place and provide friction or, tautness. And all I have to do, again, is just make sure I'm spooling this the right way, spinning it the right way. I am. And this is going fine. Just make sure it's connected. Okay, I had to push it in a little bit because the set screw's missing. And as long as it stays in position, I'll just keep rechecking that. This one's a little special. And that's okay. Happy little clouds. All right. So it's getting tighter. So again, as long as, okay, yeah, it's really working its way out, but I know it'll stay. I've had this before. Uncorrected, I mean. All right, so that's on there tight enough. And I've got one last string to add on. So again, inside to out. So this is the last one. I'm going to make sure I do it right. So I'm putting it, there's a hole through this tuning peg, and I'm going to put the string through the hole so that the string is going from the inside or center to the outside. So here we go. Putting it through the hole. Get in your hole. Come on. There we go. Now it's through the hole. I know I've strung it the right way, inside to out, always. Okay, and now I don't need a lot of slack. I'm going to go ahead and pin that down with my thumb. And I'm going to, also be careful because these actually, the strings on here, when we're done, we're going to want to clip those because they're actually a hazard for sure, and they're annoying. But they're a hazard because those could pop you right in the eye. And I tell you, they really do move very quickly. So this is just serious advice, actually. When you're stringing your guitar, you might want to wear some safety goggles. But in any case, you're going to want to be aware that the ends of those strings are out to get you, okay? All right, so this is the last string. This is not necessarily a fun thing, but I figured since I had to do it anyway, I would share it with you, and it gives me a chance to talk to anybody that might be listening, or have any interest in our YouTube channel. This is a video production for our YouTube channel, but I'm simulcasting on Facebook because that's where all my friends are. All right, this is about done. So I did forget to mention that, it's always good to have a tuner. So I have one ready to go. A Snark is my brand name of choice, Snark tuner. And they do have different kinds, but they're all pretty much fine. All right, so now that we've got all the strings on, what we're going to want to do is clip these because they are a hazard. So there's no wrong way to do this either. I'm just going to start clipping. And as long as we know we did a pretty good job with the strings, then, you can cut it kind of close. It doesn't matter. And these pliers, okay, yeah, they're not the best. They'll do a good job on the heavy strings probably, and not as good a job on the small strings because they're all worn out. So good to have a good set of pliers in case you need to pull the pegs out at the bottom of the guitar. And also good to have pliers with wire cutters on them, like this one does, this set. And I'm just trimming these close to the tuning peg. Yeah, and as I suspected, the smaller strings, because these pliers are a little beat up, it's giving me a hard time, so I apologize. If you have better equipment, things go quicker with most everything. So the other thing you can do, even though that these pliers are kind of worn, is if you kind of twist, it's metal, so it's going to bend. And as it bends, it gets hot. And as it gets hot and bendy, it gets more malleable, and then it'll just break off. So even though I don't have good wire cutters, I can basically just bend it until it snaps. So rotate, kind of just moving the string around. There, easy. All right, so this is no longer a hazard for my eyes, and I like having the ability to see. So what I'm going to do now is basically just tune this up. So I'm going to shut the radio off. It would work fine even with the radio on. But here's my tuner. Snark it up. So I'm going to turn the snark on. Everything's going to be way low probably. So just make sure. So right now it says F, and this is supposed to be an E, but I think it's, so make sure we're going from an F to a G, which is the next one up, right? So just, okay, make sure you're going the right way. A, B. Now, while we're doing this, so it's going to A, now it's going to B. We want it to be E. Keep going. It's low. You can tell it's low. It sounds really low. C sharp. Now, as we're doing this, you hear how it snaps every once in a while. There's just different places where the string is kind of getting hung up. Now we're on D. We're on D. We want to be on E. This is the sixth string or the top string as you're playing it. We're D sharp now, E. Okay, now we're getting into E. So I still don't need this to be perfect. I'm just going to get it kind of close. It's D sharp now. Starting to get in the range of E. Snark's really easy to use. Okay, so that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect because I have to do the same thing with all of these. And all you want to do is just make sure sometimes the pegs on the bottom of the guitar get loose. And if they get loose, they can sometimes pop out while you're stringing up at the top of the guitar. So just keep an eye on these. And when you're stringing it, you can listen. You can hear pop, pop, pop. The popping might be down here. The popping might be up here. Some in the keys, the tuning keys. But just try to make sure that you're keeping an eye on places where the string could come apart. It's unlikely. All right, I'm just going to go right down the line. So this is supposed to be an A. So E, A, D, G, B, E. These two are E's. So the top string or sixth string is an E. The next one is an A. So let's just make sure I'm going the right way. Oh, it's getting higher, so I know I'm going the right way. I'll put my stringer on just to kind of aid because I'm at a kind of weird angle here. So that's F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Oh, that's A. So we just get it kind of close in the right pew. Fine. All right, next string. E, A, D. D. Oh, that's so low. Just make sure that. Oops, wrong one. Just make sure you're making it go higher, and I am. And I'm going to string. Now it's supposed to be a D. It's at a B. Keep going. C sharp, D, E, A, D. It's way low though still. So it needs another 8 notes to go before it's at the right pitch or the right tightness of the string. So now this is the right A. Whoa, maybe it's not. So that's fine. I'm going to leave that. Here's one good pro tip, which is if you're new at this, err on the side of caution and don't over tighten, because you can break a string and then you have to get another string of equal value or replace all 6 strings, just like tires on your car. All right, so E, A, D, G. This is the G string. Oh, as long as I'm going the right way. B, C, C sharp, D. What did we say? We want this to be a G string. Oh, G string. E, F, and F sharp. Oop, I heard a little snap. Did you? Oh, don't snap on me. No, it's not going to snap. But I have had him snap. It's been a really long time. But when I was new at this, I broke a few strings. So that's a G. Sounds good to me. All right, E, A, D, G, B. B as in boy. All right, that's a B, but we need to go an octave higher, at least. Or G sharp, A. Here's a B coming up, B sharp, or A sharp. Here's the B, 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 B. Whoa, it's got so much slack. These smaller strings, they can absorb more stretch. It just takes longer for them to get. E, A, D, G, B. This is a B. I think I might be a little high. That's okay. All right, last string is also an E, just like the 6th string. The first and 6th strings are both E's. when you don't change the tuning. The regular tuning is E, A, D, G, B, E. 2 E's. So this is an E. It's way low. So come on, E. Come on, E. Come on, E. Big money, no whammies. There's a C. C sharp. We're gonna get high. Oh, there we go. So let's see if we did pop. Nope. So what happened there is we did not pop a string, but it came out of this rivulet or this little slice out of the top of the neck here. And so it made a noise that scared me, but everything's all right. I just put it right back in the hole, so to speak. All right, this is an E. Keep going. E, 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 E. Remember these smaller strings? They can take more stretch. It takes longer to string them for that reason. All right, here's your E. All we got to do is get it kind of close. All right. So the easiest way to tune your guitar now is the regular way. So we're done stringing. Now we just need to tune. This is taking about 30 minutes or so. I'm going to move this around a little bit so I can kind of work it at a different angle. All right. There we go. Okie dokie. Artichoke. So again, we've completed stringing. This has taken about 30 minutes. And now we're just going to tune it up. So here's how we're going to do that. First, we're going to get all the cameras facing the same way. Okay. There we go. All right. So I've got my snark on here still to tune with. It's a great device. Awesome. I got to mess around with Facebook real quick, guys. Thanks for hanging in. And if you do want to watch this later, at some point I'll do some video editing so that this is hard. One-man show here, people. One-man show. All right. So now we're just going to tune this. I wish I could get there we go. There. So I'm just going to use my, and okay, and I'm using the snark to tune. All right, so here we go. Sorry, still just working the frames of these cameras. Kind of tight spaces here. Plus it's like 1,000,000 degrees. All right, hi everybody. All right, here we go. So we've strung the guitar. Now we're just going to tune it. So it doesn't matter what order. I'm just going to pick a string. That's the bottom string or first string, so it's low. And what I'm going to do, basically, now it's in tune, okay? And I can't show you that so much on the snark, but it says E. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the string and I'm going to pull it out. And I'm going to also kind of wiggle it a little left and right. Right now, as I'm pulling it out, I'm pulling the string away. Oh, man, it is so hard to get the angle right on all these cameras. All right, so basically just pulling away and kind of wiggling it around. And the purpose is we want to pull any slack out. Don't break your string while you're doing this, but you can, as long as it doesn't snap on you, if you hold that pressure, that's fine. You haven't broken it yet, so it's not going to break. So you just hold it there, wiggle it around. All right, that's good. And now what I'll find is when I hit the string again, it's going to be low, and it is. And it's actually not too bad, which indicates that is pretty tight to begin with. So I guess yeah, wow. Huh. All right, that's fine now. All right, so even though I'm going to try to get this on E. Okay, there's E. It's going to change again, most likely, for a couple different reasons. But so it doesn't matter if it's perfect, but that's pretty good. I'm just going to go right down the line and keep doing that. So now we're We're stringing kind of from the first string, the smallest, to the fattest string, which is the sixth. So now we're on the second string, which is a B boy. I hit that. It says A sharp. So like all of these, they're going to be really flat. So I'm tightening it up by turning the tuning key until, okay, so now it's B. So again, just going to go ahead and pull the string out, pull it away from the neck, just hold it. So again, kind of hard to show you on here, but I'm just grabbing the string and just yank it around a little bit. Don't break it, but they're not easy to break. I mean, they're hard. So I'm just pulling it away, pulling any slack out. Loud noise is going to occur. Whoa. All right. So now it should be flat, and it is. So I'm going to tighten it up again. Now, sometimes you'll have to repeat this process over and over and over and over and over again. Maybe not that many times, but a bunch of times, maybe a couple times to get all the slack out. But so we're almost done here. I'm going to go ahead and finish up. So this is a G string. It's a little flat. Now I'm going to pull the string out, yank, 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 manhandle that string, pull it a little left, pull it a little right, really get the slack out of it. All right, now I'm going to pluck it again. It's flat, lo and behold, now it's about right. All right, EAD, we're on the D string now. On the other side, I'm going to tighten that up. That's way low. All right, now we're getting warmer. All right, we're in the right row, wrong pew, keep going, D, EAD, C sharp, and getting into the D area. Now it's registering close, close, close. And just try to make micro movements on the tuning keys, especially when you're really tuning. All right, so that's good. A string. It's registering a G sharp. Now it's an A. All right, pull the slack out. Pull, pull, pull. Little left, little right. Pull the slack out. Loud noise, ready? Whoa! EA. All right, we're on the A string. Now it's flat. That's good. Last string. So I could just pull some out. So I'm going to pull some out before I tune this time. I never do that, but maybe that's even faster. So I'm just pulling some slack out, start tuning. It should be an E. It's way, way, way flat. All right, last string. I'm excited. I can't wait to play my new song that I'm working on for Paul Morgan of Colorado, entitled A Minor Setback. It's a blues song. All right, so we're in the E genre. I'm going to pull this out a little more. I bet you I can get some slack out. Oh, I can feel it. It goes, releases just a little bit. But as long as you don't break the string, you're good to go. Woo! All right, so that's pretty good. So now that we've pulled all the slack out, I'm just going to take one moment to try to tune real quick and then demonstrate that this is now in tune and it has new strings. Even better. Woo, here we go. And as I'm just pulling some slack out each time, going from top to bottom, bottom to top. See, I'm getting slack out still. The slack must be defeated. Fight the slack. Don't be a slacker. All right, yeah. All right, pull that A. Pull that A. Pull, yank on it. All right, it's pretty good. I think it's tight like a tiger. A's good. D, you up? Oh, a little flat. Okay, D, well, let's tighten her up. Oh, yeah, pull that string. Yank it. Yank it around. Oh, still a little flat, boss. All right, D, come on now. Catch up. Hey, fitting right in, D. All right, E, A, D, G as in George. Pull that slack out, yeah. Pull that slack out, yeah. Oh, that's tight. Good job, G. Always a team player. All right, pulling on the B. Come on, B-boy. Come on, B-boy. Don't be bebopping now. It's get this show on the road. I want to play a bar chord. Woo! All right, that's a B. And an E. All right, this is the tiniest little string there is, so it can absorb a lot of slack. Don't break it, though. It's also the most breakable. E, you're good to go. So just one more time over, make sure things didn't change. And they can for multiple reasons, like temperature and humidity, and also the relative tightness of the other strings can change the tension on the neck, which technically, especially if you don't have a very good guitar, could change the tuning of the other strings a little bit. Just a little bit, but if you want it to sound good, then you might as well take the time to learn how to tune and to tune before you start playing. So, all right, I'm all tuned up, very excited about that. I'm going to throw some stuff around here, just chuck it. And what I'm going to do is try to play my new song. Oh, boy, holy cow, everything's falling apart. All right, this is as good as it's going to be, Facebook. Sorry, my technical skills are, well, yeah. All right, just trying to play a song real quick. Hopefully that doesn't fall off. All right, so this is what I'm working on now. Wow, that sounds so different with these strings on. Trouble ahead, trouble behind, and you know that notion just crossed my mind. Wherever I turn, wherever I do, trouble keeps calling me. There ain't nowhere to hide. No, there ain't no place to hide. And you know that notion just crossed my mind. 100 degrees in here. All right, well, my guitar's all tuned. It's easier to play that song. Got to work on it, obviously. And all right, well, thanks for tuning in, and I'll be editing this at some point so that it's a more valuable product for somebody who wants to learn how to string guitar. Maybe make it 10 minutes or less. Hey, all right, bye. And goodbye to YouTubers. I will catch you on the flip side. Happy Saturday. Boink. Boink.
Well, hi, everybody. This is Tom from Candlelight.